In the early morning of June the 13th, restaurateur Alex Young visited the scene of the latest protests.
咧就而家係4點零鐘啦，就6月13號。咁我哋而家喺呢個中環。
The area of Wan Chai, Admiralty, and Central is the heart of Hong Kong, where the buildings of the SAR government, Legislative Council, and police headquarters are all located. Just a few hours before Young's arrival, this had been a scene of chaos.
香港見到有一啲遊行示威活動演變為一個暴力事件，我就想去現場親身感受下究竟發生咩事香港。
出下自己冇受傷，出下自己裝備，繼續出去，支援翻自己同事。
Young recorded the post-chaos scene on his smartphone.
佢好多啲電話亭咧就擺晒啲帽啊、水啊、口罩啊呢度。咁而家啲清潔工人就清緊嘅。咁而家咧嗱，見到呢啲好多啲，哇！呢啲遮，好多遮嗱，呢啲口罩全部係補給用嘅。嗱呢啲咧眼罩全新嘅，哇！呢靚嘢嚟嘅嗱。
Who had provided the supplies? Who was behind the chaos in Hong Kong? Such questions troubled Alex Young.
好多主體嘅媒體、電視啊、報紙啊等等呢啲網媒咧，我都睇到佢哋成日都話啲學生示威者係和平集會，手無寸鐵。但係我去到現場咧，見到大量嘅裝備咧係有組織同埋有策劃咧，就其實佢背後一個好大嘅財團去全力去支持呢啲咁嘅配給品。
那些暴徒太過分了，什麼行為？你們是遊行嘛？遊行為什麼要釘磚啊、拆那個欄杆啊，什麼都做是嗎？
The acts of sabotage went far beyond the scope of a peaceful demonstration. The protesters, determined to force the SAR government to bend to their demands, surrounded several government buildings. After 3 weeks, the protests reached a climax on July the 1st, the 22nd anniversary of Hong Kong's return to China. Protesters occupied the roads into Central and converged on the Hong Kong Legislative Council building. The repeated blows from the metal cart eventually fractured the building's glass doors. The demonstrators were well organized. There was a clear division of responsibilities, with attackers in the front ranks and interceptors deployed to deal with the police. There were also spotters who used social media and gestures to publicize the location of police. Other protesters created barricades with iron fences, and from behind them they bombarded the police with umbrellas, water bottles, iron bars, and other solid objects. More dangerous still were the poisonous chemicals and corrosive liquids they threw. Some of them even attempted to snatch officers' service weapons. Faced with the overwhelming numbers, and in order to prevent serious injuries, the police decided to evacuate the building temporarily. Once inside, the protesters smashed anything they could, including electronic screens, projectors, lights, alarm bells, closed-circuit televisions, photocopiers, and lockers. Inside the chamber, they announced the establishment of what they called a provisional government. They made a show of tearing up a copy of the Basic Law and smeared paint over the emblem of the Hong Kong SAR. They then displayed the dragon and lion flag, a powerful symbol of British colonial rule. When the mob quit the building that night, they left behind them a scene of carnage.
And obviously it's extremely reprehensible. No other civilized country would allow its parliament to be invaded in that way.
Yet such incidents were being repeated across Hong Kong. On July the 21st, the protesters surrounded the building of the central government's liaison office. They threw eggs and black paint at the Chinese national emblem and wrote slogans insulting China. On August the 3rd, at the Star Ferry Pier in Tsim Sha Tsui, several masked protesters seized the Chinese national flag and threw it into the sea. In its place, they raised a flag bearing the slogan, Hong Kong Independence. 2 days later, another national flag was torn down and defiled in Tsim Sha Tsui.
好似8個聯軍入嚟，我哋支國旗俾啲馬喺度踩過。你唔尊重，你唔一定要侮辱㗎嘛，係咪先？你而家係侮辱緊成個民族，所以係即係憤怒啦，都係。
One could only imagine what would happen, let's say, if a mob broke into the US Congress and defaced the seal of the United States and put up a flag of a foreign country. There's something very wrong with that kind of lawlessness.
Incredibly, they were insulting their own national flag while waving the Hong Kong colonial flag and even the flags of the UK and US.
To be honest, I don't get the mindset of people waving the British flags, especially from the colony times. London-backed government of Hong Kong was not being patient with the demonstrations. You had always police, riot control police, who made the demonstrations disperse as soon as possible, and with tear gas and everything they had.
Do they really want to go back to 156 years of British colonialism? I mean, are they celebrating democracy? I'm sorry, the British never introduced any kind of universal suffrage in Hong Kong. Throughout 156 years, they never got vaguely close to it.
你係中國人，你係香港人，你就愛護呢個地方，你唔係搞到呢度亂晒龍㗎。